First of all, I fucking hate when people do that shit to me because I'm like, you're not even listening to what I'm saying, so I'm gonna stop talking because you're not fucking listening. And then like, second of all, like that it just feels so rude. So yeah, that's my relationship with deep listening, and that's where I was lately, and that's why I'm so happy that I met this show, because it's just reminded me of the importance of like being present. It's reminded me of the importance of listening, deep listening to self as well as to others. It's reminded me of hey friends, hey family, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Today we're gonna be spicing things up just a little bit, just slightly, and we, as in I/you and me, are gonna be talking about Midnight Gospel, which is this really cool show on Netflix, while I detangle and braid my hair. So Midnight Gospel is kind of like a alright, good. Alright, it's kind of like a podcast. It's like a podcast combined with like Adventure Time. My sister, how she described it as like adult Adventure Time, and like she's 100% right. But it's also like a podcast. Once they get into like the nitty-gritty, it turns into a podcast, which I love. I love podcasts. I love listening to people talk. And that episode, like this show has reminded me just how much I enjoy listening to people talk, just how much I enjoy listening to like different perspectives of the world, and just how much I enjoy like opening my mind and opening myself up to these different ideas. And like, I'm so happy that it came when it came, because I needed it. It came like right in a time when I needed it. I was like, to describe my internal state for the past few weeks, it's been dead. I felt like dead inside. I felt like, why am I here? What am I doing? What am I doing it for? Is this ever gonna be over? When do I get to the good stuff? You know, like just stuff like that. And I know I'm not the only one who's ever felt this way or who's ever had these thoughts, so that's why I'm like comfortable saying this on camera and comfortable sharing this with you now, because I know I'm not the only one who thinks these things or who has these thoughts. Like, please. Please. I'm not the only one. But that's where I was. And I was also really just exhausted. Just like mentally and spiritually exhausted from like life. Yeah, straight up. Straight up. Straight up mentally, straight up physically, straight up just exhausted from life. So when this show came on, I was like, wow, it's spinning all these beautiful facts that I need to know. And now that I got that kink out, I'm able to read some of these quotes from the show. So boom, we have this first quote that I wrote down. It says, love means how happy you can make another person. Love means how happy you can make another person. What? And it was talking about how like in the Western world, in this day and age, like in where we live, I live in the United States, so like in the Western world, like we associate love with like romance and hearts and balloons and like Valentine's Day and like extra big ass teddy bears and just like extra gestures that don't really matter. Like that's what we associate love with. But love is deeper than that. Like I can love my literal neighbor next door. I mean, I don't really know her, but I could still love her, because love means how happy you can make another person. And it was so cool because I was reflecting on like the night before when none of us were sober and we were hanging out with our friends, and I was just like, that entire night I just kept thinking how much I love these people that I'm surrounded by. Like honestly, I just kept thinking like, wow, I love these people so much. I couldn't even stop smiling because it was like, it's nothing romantic, nothing sexual, nothing anything like that, but just like the people I was with, I was like, wow, like how blessed am I to know this group of people? How blessed am I to like be surrounded by all of this support and all of this love? Like, yes. And so when I wrote it down, I was like, that's what it took me back to. I was like, wow, I am so blessed. I am so loved. I am so supported. That is so amazing. And that takes us to the second quote I wrote down from this show. It says, think of generosity. Think about when you start thinking about somebody else and wanting to give them anything. That's what it's all about. That's what love is all about. It's about thinking about someone else and how you want to give them anything. Like, that is love. That is love. That is love. How you want to give just someone else anything. Not for you, not to get something in return, but just because you want to see them happy. You want to see them smile. You want to make them happy. Right? Yeah. Because that's what it's all about. Bing, bing. That's what it's all about. Hokey pokey. Yes, yes, yes. That is what it's all about. It's all about just like making someone else happy. What can we do to help someone else? So like for me, like with my family, like my grandpa is one of those people. So he bought us tickets to this concert. Us meaning his grandkids. He bought us all tickets to this concert that I don't even know. I don't even know who the band is. I don't even like. I have never heard of them. I have never, like, I don't know. But he bought us all these tickets, and he wants us all to go because that's something that we used to do when we were younger. And now that we're adults, like, we haven't done it in a long time. And so me loving him is me being excited for him, me being excited to go to this concert with him. Not because I'm excited to see the band, because I'm not, because I don't even know who the fuck it is, but just because I am excited to spend time with my grandfather in a meaningful way, in a way that's meaningful for him. Like, I'm excited to make him happy. Yeah. And it's interesting because I think this can go a lot of different ways, you know? Like, oh, so you mean like giving up yourself is what it means to be in love. And like, no, that's not quite it. I think as long as you aren't like hurting yourself when you're trying to make someone happy, then it's okay to do what you have to do to make them happy. Like it's like it's too easy for me to go to this concert with him. It's too easy for me to be present and at this concert with him because I know it's gonna make him happy. Okay, so as I'm editing this video, I feel like I need to put in here, like, as long as you have it to give, right? Like, I can't give something I don't have. So if I had the time, I had the energy, I had the ability to go to this concert and make my grandpa happy, and I did it, and it was amazing, okay? It was so good. But if I didn't have that, I would have had to say no. I would have had to like set my boundaries so that way I could make sure that I am honoring myself as well as honoring and loving the person that I love. Right? I think that's kind of like the catch-22, the balance of it is like I have to be present for myself and I have to honor where I am in order to be there and honor where someone else is. Right? In order to serve, I have to have. In order to give, I have to have. I can't give what I don't have. So I just wanted to put that in here as like a little extra point because I'm watching this and I'm like, this can be taken out of context. And for people who have soft boundaries or who don't really know how to uphold or maintain their own boundaries, this could be kind of like a little confusing. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Too easy. So I don't have to like hurt myself or hurt anyone else in order to go to this or do this. Like, I love him. I love my grandpa so much. He's done so much for us. I mean, that's not why I love him, but just honestly, he is such an amazing man. So I'm going to do what I can to make him happy without neglecting myself or hurting anyone else in the process. Yeah, straight up. So we're gonna move on to the next quote. It says, sometimes saying honest and revealing things sound bad, but it makes me a beautiful person. So I don't even remember which episode this was. Maybe this is episode 2 or episode 1. But like the guy was talking about how when he says honest and revealing things to other people, it makes him seem like a bad person. And that's something that I struggle with as well. Like, I'm too honest for my own good. Like, if you ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Dead ass. If you ask me like, oh, how does this look on me, I'm gonna be like, it's not flattering, right? Like, I'm that type of honest person. Or if you ask me like, oh, what do you think about Jane, right? This friend I just met, I'm gonna be like, well, I don't know enough about her to even give you an answer. Like, I'm the type of person who will be very literal in my responses, and some people don't like that. That bothers quite a few people, actually, believe it or not. Some people are like, nah, you're too literal, nah, you're too honest, I'm good. And that makes me feel like a bad person. But honestly, I'm a beautiful person, because you know you can trust me. You know you can trust the shit that I say. Like, if you ask me a question, you know you're gonna get an honest response. And like, I think that's so important. Damn, that, you see how much of that braid is out? That's okay. Yeah. So if you are like me and you be given like real literal, real honest responses, and people kind of feel some way about it, like, it's okay. It just makes you a beautiful person. It just makes you a beautiful person. That's all. That's all. It just makes you a very beautiful person, and it's okay that people don't accept you or take you for who you are. It's alright. It's okay. Because I love you, and you are a beautiful person because of who you are. Alright? As long as you know that, okay? Okay. Cool. Ooh, here's another good one. I think this is from season 3. Not season 3, sorry, episode 3. I really like that episode with, damn, I wish I could have done my research so I can like really talk to you about it. But like, not my research, but like get the names right and shit. But like, I think maybe her name was Lucy. Her name was Lucy, and she was like this really badass person. And they were on a mission to save her lover from this other guy. I really liked that episode. It was so good. I loved all of the shit she had to say. Like, it was really like beautiful and very insightful. And I think about it, I've been thinking about it ever since I watched it. Like, that's how you know something it touches you. Like, when you think about it even long after you've watched it. Like, that shit has been on my mind. So yeah. Yeah, these braids are gonna come out not symmetrical, but that's okay, because I just need to do something to keep them from dreading up and getting knotted. Woo! Yeah, so back to the conversation at hand. So yeah. So she creates like this community in real life. These are interviews with like real life people, but like put into a storyline. So in real life, like, she created a community for lonely people, which is so beautiful and amazing. She like, oops, damn, is that the one? Yes. Okay, cool. Are we good? Yes, we are. Okay, cool. Like, she created this community for lonely people, because she was like, she had just moved to LA and she didn't know anyone, and she was middle-aged and she was lonely, and she was like, well, why not talk to someone else who was lonely? And that really blew my fucking mind, because I have a really like maladaptive coping mechanism. So like, when I feel lonely, instead of reaching out to people so that I can stop feeling lonely, I like isolate myself. And I know I'm not the only one who does it, so that's why it's really cool for me to talk about it now. But like, I would isolate myself. And so here she is, this amazing, I mean, this person, like, she's not even like, we don't have to put any adjectives on her, she's just a person. But she decided to reach out to other lonely people and connect with them. Like, how, first of all, genius, how intuitive, how beautiful, how amazing to like listen to your body listen to your heart, listen to your soul. It's telling you, oh, I'm lonely. And then you decide, oh, I'm probably not the only lonely person here. Oh, let me reach out to other lonely people. And then boom, you've created this community of people who were once lonely but are no longer lonely because they are connected now. Like, that is just, like, that is just amazing to me. Yeah. So messy. That is just so amazing to me. Oh, that makes sense. Like, what? I mean, and we know the reason it's so amazing to me is because, like, my typical coping mechanism is to just isolate, self-isolate, not reach out. So, yeah. And so she has this quote. It says, or she said something. She says, "There's a community of spirit. Join it. And feel the delight of walking in the noisy street and being the noise. Drink all your passion and be a disgrace. Close both eyes to see with the other eye. Open your hands if you want to be held." I think that's Rumi. I think she was quoting Rumi when she said that. But, like, wow. Just, like, I'm gonna read it again, you know, right now for us. It says, "There's a community of spirit. Join it. And feel the delight of walking in the noisy street and being the noise. Drink all your passion and be a disgrace. Close both eyes to see with the other eye. Open your hands if you want to be held." Open your hands if you want to be held. Like, yes, I want to be held. Yes, I'm going to open my hands so that I can be held. Yes, I'm going to walk in the noisy street. Yes, I'm going to be the noise. Yes, I'm going to close both eyes. Yes, there is a community of spirit. And yes, I want to join it because I am spirit. You know, like, yes. Yes, yes, yes to all of this. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. Like, it's so beautiful. Like I said, she was quoting Rumi, so that wasn't like her quote verbatim. At least I think it was Rumi. It wasn't her quote verbatim, but still, to operate from that place of being a part of something greater than yourself is just amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. Whew. Child, I might have to do like a part 1, part 2, LOL, of this. This is gonna be a long ass video. Oh my god, it's gonna be a long ass video, bro. That's okay. That's okay. I'ma make it tonight. Cool, cool, cool. So during that conversation, during that same episode, she talks about listening, and specifically deep listening. Like, there's a difference between, like, oh, I'm hearing what you're saying, and then, oh, I'm actively engaged in hearing what you're saying and how you're saying it, and all of the nuances that come with what you're saying, right? Like, I'm listening to your voice, I'm listening to your body language, I'm listening to your intonation, I'm like listening to what you emphasize. Like, I'm listening to you. There's a difference between that and then a difference between, like, okay, yeah, I hear what you're saying, yeah, like, there's a major difference. And actually, like, I'm a really good deep listener, believe it or not. No, I'm a really good deep listener, like, because I love being deeply listened to. So I try to give what I like to receive, type shit. But even, like, off of that selfish wave, because I feel a little selfish, but I mean, it is what it is. But off of that, there's still, like, even if I didn't like it, but I do, but even if I didn't like it, there's still the fact that I know the importance of deep listening. Like, I know the importance of really listening to what someone else is saying. And, like, because I know that importance, I try to do that for other people because I know how important it is, you know? But, like I said, these past few weeks, I've just been feeling dead inside. So, like, I've stopped deep listening to people, and I've caught myself so many times when talking to someone. Like it's embarrassing how many, like it's embarrassing to me how many times I've caught myself when talking to someone lately and I've just been like, yeah, that's so interesting, yeah, like not actually listening to what they're saying, but just kind of like just going with, yeah, okay, sure, okay, First of all, I fucking hate when people do that shit to me, because I'm like, you're not even listening to what I'm saying, so I'm gonna stop talking because you're not fucking listening. And then like, second of all, like that, it just feels so rude. So yeah, that's my relationship with deep listening, and that's where I was lately, and that's why I'm so happy that I met this show, because it's just reminded me of the importance of like being present. It's reminded me of the importance of listening, deep listening to self as well as to others. It's reminded me of the importance of just like being mindful in all of your actions and like all that you do. And it's just reminded me that I'm like a fucking human being, you know? Which is, it's so easy for me to forget. I don't know about you, but it's super easy for me to forget that I'm a human and that I'm surrounded by other humans who are also flawed, who also experience some of the same shit I experience, even if they're not going to say they experience the same shit I experience, even if they're not aware that they experience the same things I experience, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still am a human. So, yeah. But the quote, it says, "We have a sonar for when people are deeply listening to us," which is true. Like I know when someone is listening, deeply listening to me, and then when someone's just doing the yeah, shit. Like I know that, and I know I'm not the only one who knows that. Like I know the people around me this past week when I wasn't deeply listening, I know they knew I wasn't. I know they knew I was just doing the just going through the motions with them. I know that for a fact, lol. For a fact. For a fact. Okay, and then here's another quote about deep listening. She says, hold on, sorry. She says, "Deep listening protects our aliveness too. Listening is the connection to the universe." And I'm like, yes, that is so beautiful. All right, friends, family. So my camera is actually about to die, lol. So this might just have to be part 1. And I'll come back with a part 2 once I change the battery. But here we have this detangled, and then we have 3 braids right now. Whoop, whoop. Looking nice, looking good. Let me see the back. I'm so nervous to look at the back, so I don't know what it looks like, but here we go. The back. Alright. My camera's about to die, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it off right now. But I love you. Thank you for listening. I do appreciate your time, your attention, and your deep listening skills. And I'll come back with a part 2 later. Or maybe I won't. Or maybe I will. Who knows? But these braids are getting done. Either way. Thank you. Love you.